And those that are like, in my opinion, I feel like the closest to the Lord, they have a lifestyle of prayer and fasting. And I think it's in Mark chapter 9 talks about, verse 29 talks about how certain demons don't come out except for prayer and fasting. And isn't that interesting that Angel Gabriel told you that this is exactly that you were to do? But why was it so detailed? Started midnight,
I
3 days of dry
don't know.
fast, 4 days of water fast.
I don't know. I don't know. He didn't explain why. He just gave me the directions, and he was very at me. He's like, "You need to be very precise about it." It like I understood it to be like a weapon, and the more precise I am, the sharper the edge of that sword is going to be. Almost, like that's how I took it. But he was very adamant about being precise, and the 3-day dry fast and the 4 days water only. Yes.
It's like in the physical, when you fast,
Mm.
it's like one of the ways to kill parasites, right? Physical parasites. And then same thing in the spiritual, fasting really gets rid of. It's kind of like you're letting your
Yes.
body submit you to God or something like that by
Yes.
fasting, by something spiritual, something happens. And when you fast, for those that do fast, I think the longest I ever went was 5 days water fast. Like, I can't even imagine going 3 days dry fast. But there's something when you fast, you experience emotions that you don't experience before. It's like
Yeah.
almost the veil becomes thinner,
Mhm.
and you can hear, sense things that you can't walk by a beggar on the street and not feel compassion
Yeah,
towards the person. But
totally.
when your stomach is full, when you're fed, when you're rested,
Mhm.
it's easy. You're almost like not sensitive to anything. You almost like your sensitivity to these things go away. But when you fast, it's like these extra sensors open up and you
Yes.
can sense things more. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. But something else he said, that this fast, like your whole life depends on, or not the life, like other people's lives, right? That's kind of how I
Yes.
understood it. It's something bigger than you, right? What do you make of that?
I don't know. I heard once, ever since that happened, I just really got into, like, oh, angels and, studying demons and angels, and I w I read, and this is just someone's opinion, of course, that archangels don't really have much one-on-one with people, which Gabriel is an archangel. But if it has to do with that's my dog.
There's your chihuahua.
Yeah, there she goes. But archangels will intervene when it has to do with that's going to affect a large group of people. I heard somebody say that once,
Mm.
and I said, "That would make sense on why because me, why would Gabriel come to me and give me a message? Oh, because I'm getting attacked by some demon, me, little old me, So I was like, it had when he told me this is bigger than just you, somehow me making it out of that, or maybe sharing this fast with other people. I don't know, but it's affecting more than just me.
Shauna, think about this, like just you sharing on the Daily Show. So Christian heard it and he applied, and it was very effective for him. Like he felt like he received something from that fast. He heard the chains break off. That's
Amazing.
just one person that came forward and said something, right? This one's going to
Amazing.
be viewed by tens of thousands of people. So
Yeah.
maybe I mean, I have chills just thinking about that, somehow in a very small way that I got to be part of sharing that. And that's just, man, that's what a sobering thought, that God can use us simple nobodies, right, to
Yeah.
really populate heaven. Ooh,
Yeah.
man, chills just thinking about that. And it's interesting, something else he said to you, that he'll never speak to you again.
Yes.
And I think on the earlier call, you said something about the demons, they came back and try to like sound like Angel Gabriel or something. This is Angel Gabriel or something like that. I think you said something like that on the first call.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, ever since this whole thing happened, I believe that my spiritual ears have been kind of opened, not to the extent that some others are, but, I will hear, the demonic things sometimes, um, and especially during that time, I was hearing that they were like, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm Gabriel." I don't even know what they'd be saying. I don't remember what they'd be saying, but it wouldn't be at the same level. It would be more like soft whispers, something, and it was just so different because I didn't feel the same. Like, honestly, he wouldn't have even had to tell me. I'll never speak to you again. I'm glad he did. Thank you, Lord, for telling Gabriel to tell me that. But the difference was so, like, I compared it in the video call to a chihuahua and a pit bull.
Well, he carried presence with him, right? He
His
carried a little bit of
presence.
heaven.
He carried a
Like a
little bit of
piece of
heaven.
heaven was with him.
Yes, I believe that I was feeling the presence of God. That's the feeling
You
I
can't
was feeling.
fabricate that.
You can't fabricate it. And so nothing, no matter even it's the same sounding voice, if there's, it could have been the same message, but it was never. It was just little wisps just trying to,
Didn't have
and
the
it
same
never,
authority. Yeah.
I think that he was protecting me, you know, from being fooled by something else. But I mean, it was so obvious anyways, like that physical reaction I had to it, my body just reacted to his voice. So I mean, that in itself was.
What did he sound like? Did you, like, was it more of a thought to thought, or did you actually hear an audible voice?
No,
Did he
it was
have
more thought to thought, but it was very loud in my mind. I mean, maybe it was uh audible. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It was that clear that, I mean, it just shot me up. Like it wasn't just like a thought. It was very clear. It was very, like if you had headphones on and somebody starts talking to you in them, you know, it was very, very clear to
It's
me.
interesting you described those demons, the ancient demons, highly intelligent.
Oh
What did,
yeah.
compared to those demons, what did Angel Gabriel sound like? Probably highly intelligent and lots of authority.
He sounded very authoritative. Like, you need to fast. You know, you need to, the angels find you offensive. Very matter of fact, not very emotional.
Interesting.
And they both almost sounded like that. Almost similar, I could say, which would make sense because if whatever was talking to me was a
Fallen
fallen
angels.
angel, he was an angel as well at
Yeah.
some point, right? So very, very both. There wasn't a lot of extra words. How I'm sitting here going, oh, all this. No, it was, each word was important. It was the message got through clearly with as least words as possible. Very authoritative.
They don't struggle with communication, right?
They did not struggle with communication.
It's a human condition. We struggle with communication.
Yes, yes.
Especially us husbands. For some reason,
Oh.
communication doesn't come natural to us. We have to work at it. Oh, man. Now, heavenly hosts, he said,
Yes.
I think he said, find you offensive. Isn't that what he said?
Yes.
That's interesting that he said that.
And the heavenly hosts are the armies of angels. It's not
find
everybody
you
who
offensive.
they find me offensive by how I live my life. I mean, look at how my track record, what I had been doing up until then. And even at that point, my heart was not with God. I was still very much far from him. And I might have been off heroin, but I was still just not wanting to be. I hadn't been seeking God at all. I up until that point been an abortionist, slept with men outside of marriage, slept with married men, drugs, needles. I mean, just everything horrible that somebody could do. I'd done it. I was, if there's offensive in the dictionary and there's a picture of somebody, it would have been my face. So, I mean, he didn't mince words with that. So, but it was his way of saying, you're going to hell.
There's definitely a warning, right? And it
There was
woke
a
you up for
warning.
sure.
It woke me up for sure.
Thanks for watching. This was just a short clip from the full episode of God's Voice Today podcast. And if you want to see the full story, it should be on the screen right now. So don't miss it.